Across the world, there are places once filled with life, now left to decay, empty, eerie, and surrounded by mystery. These are not just ruins, they are ghost stories etched in stone. From radioactive wastelands to haunted asylums, here are 14 of the scariest abandoned places on Earth. Pripyat, Ukraine, the nuclear ghost city. Imagine a thriving city filled with laughter, children playing, and the hum of daily life. That was Pripyat, a model Soviet city built in 1970 to house the workers of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. For 16 years, it was a symbol of Soviet pride. But everything changed on April 26, 1986. The Chernobyl disaster triggered one of the largest nuclear evacuations in human history. Residents were told they'd be gone for just a few days. They never returned. What was left behind? Children's toys still in kindergartens, unfinished meals on dinner tables, calendars frozen on April. Nature now creeps through every crack in the pavement. And beneath the silence, Geiger counters still click with unseen danger. Even today, visitors describe an unnatural stillness and a haunting feeling that the city is watching them back. Hashima Island, Japan. The concrete coffin of the sea. Sitting in the East China Sea is a place once called home by over 5,000 people. Hashima Island, known more ominously as Gunkanjima, Battleship Island. In the early 20th century, this rocky outcrop became the site of one of Japan's most ambitious coal mining operations. Families lived in concrete high-rises stacked atop one another, surrounded by ocean on all sides. But when petroleum replaced coal, the island's purpose vanished. In 1974, the company shut it down. Everyone left. What remains today is a concrete ghost town, slowly being devoured by salt, wind, and time. The walls are crumbling. Entire floors have collapsed. Yet local legends whisper of the miners who perished here and never left. Belitz-Heilstätten, Germany, the abandoned sanatorium of shadows. Just outside Berlin lies a massive complex of forgotten buildings once used to treat tuberculosis and wounded soldiers during both World Wars. Belitz-Heilstätten wasn't just a hospital, it was a city within a forest, complete with surgical wings, therapy gardens, and underground tunnels. Even Adolf Hitler was treated here in World War I. But decades later, the facility was abandoned. And what nature didn't reclaim, darkness did. The walls now drip with rot. Graffiti marks failed exorcisms. Rusted wheelchairs sit frozen mid-roll. Paranormal investigators have reported voices, footsteps, and shadow figures, especially in the surgical block where experiments were rumored to take place. The catacombs of Paris, the empire of the dead. Beneath the romantic streets of Paris lies a city far more chilling, a sprawling maze of tunnels that holds the bones of more than 6 million people. In the 18th century, Parisian cemeteries overflowed with corpses, so the dead were moved underground. But they weren't just dumped, they were arranged. Neatly stacked skulls, bone walls, crosses made of femurs. Most visitors only see the official catacombs, a well-lit section with signs and exits. But beyond that lies the Forbidden Zone, where illegal explorers, known as cataphiles, wander deeper and deeper. Some never return. Others report hearing chants, seeing figures, getting lost, even with maps. Centralia, Pennsylvania, the eternal fire beneath. What if your entire town was swallowed by a fire that never stopped burning? That's the story of Centralia, a once thriving coal town in Pennsylvania. In 1962, a fire in a landfill ignited an underground coal seam. The fire spread, and it never stopped. Decades later, roads began to crack. Smoke hissed from the ground. Carbon monoxide poisoned the air. Homes were condemned. People fled. Today, only a handful remain, living above a hellfire no one can extinguish. Hellingly Asylum, UK, where sanity was forgotten. Tucked away in the English countryside once stood one of the UK's most infamous psychiatric hospitals, Hellingly Asylum. Built in 1903, it was once considered advanced for its time. But what happened inside has stained its reputation forever. Patients were subjected to harsh treatments, electroshock therapy, ice baths, lobotomies. Overcrowding and underfunding led to neglect, abuse, and in some cases, unexplained deaths. Medical records, beds, and personal belongings were all left behind. But some say the souls weren't. Oradour-sur-Glane, France. A village that time froze in horror. Oradour-sur-Glane isn't just an abandoned village. It's a grave. On June 10, 1944, Nazi SS troops surrounded the town under the guise of a routine search. By sunset, 642 innocent men, women, and children were slaughtered. The French government declared the village would remain untouched, a permanent memorial. But some believe the tragedy left a spiritual stain. Locals have heard faint weeping near the ruins of the church. Kolmanskop, Namibia, the sand-filled city of ghosts. Deep in the Namib desert lies the remains of a once lavish diamond boomtown, Kolmanskop. In the early 1900s, German colonists built an extravagant settlement in one of the harshest environments on Earth. But when larger diamond fields were discovered elsewhere, Kolmanskop was abandoned overnight. The desert crept in. Sand flows through windows and doors like water. Entire homes are knee-deep in golden dunes. Visitors report hearing footsteps on the wooden floors, even though they're buried beneath sand. Poveglia Island, Italy, the island of death. Used as a quarantine station during plague outbreaks, Poveglia is believed to hold over 100,000 dead. Later, it became an asylum, where dark experiments reportedly took place. Locals still refuse to step foot on it. Some even report hearing bells from the sealed tower. The Italian government has banned public visits, for good reason. North Brother Island, NYC, the quarantine that time forgot. In the late 1800s, North Brother Island was used to quarantine patients with deadly diseases like smallpox and typhoid. Its most infamous resident was Typhoid Mary, held here until her death. Later, the island became a rehab center, then was sealed off completely. Nature reclaimed it. Some explorers describe the sound of weeping, though no one is around. Bhangarh Fort, India, the cursed city. Built in the 16th century, Bhangarh was abandoned overnight under mysterious circumstances. A legend speaks of a wizard who cursed the city after being rejected by a princess. Locals refused to enter after sunset. Visitors report hearing screams, feeling watched, and being pushed by invisible hands. A government sign reads, "No entry after sunset." That's not folklore, that's law. The Sanji UFO houses, Taiwan, the ghosts of the future. These bizarre, pod-like homes were meant to be a luxury resort for US military officers in the 1970s. But the project was plagued by fatal accidents and bad luck. Locals believed the land was cursed. The pods sat abandoned for decades. Urban explorers claimed to hear voices, see shapes inside, and always felt they were being watched. Varosha, Cyprus, the beach town frozen in time. Once the crown jewel of Cyprus, Varosha was a glamorous beach resort for the world's elite. Then war broke out in 1974, and the city was sealed off by the military. No one returned. For 50 years, it has remained frozen. Palm trees growing through lobbies, restaurants set for meals that never came, and somehow, radio still playing in the dark. Villa Epecuén, Argentina, the drowned town that rose again. In 1985, a dam burst, and Villa Epecuén was swallowed by water. It remained submerged for 25 years. When the water receded, what emerged was a ghost town coated in salt and silence. One man, Pablo Novak, returned to live among the ruins. Some say he's not truly alone, that at night shadows move, even when he's still. These are more than ruins. They are memories, tragedies, and whispers that echo through time. Some say fear is only in the mind. But when you walk through places like these, when you feel that chill, hear that sound, or see that shadow, you realize the past is never truly gone. Which of these would you dare to visit? Or are you better off never stepping foot inside? Subscribe for more journeys into the facts like this.